Welcome back to episode 2 of the Dr. Des Show. I am so excited, y'all, because listen, y'all showed out and showed support for episode 1. So I am so grateful, so thankful, and just thank y'all so much for the support. And please, of course, continue. Let me know what topics y'all want to see me talk about. Let me know. I got y'all. Okay. Today we are talking all about entrepreneurship, all about my consulting business, all right? Because I get so many questions on this, and honestly, I've helped so many professionals start their consulting business. Around 100 professionals I've helped start their consulting businesses this past year. So just in 2024, I've helped a little over 100 professionals start their consulting businesses. And oh my God, y'all, it's amazing. Listen, their wins are my wins. I'm just all I see is I got my first contract. I got my LLC. I did this. I did that. And I'm just yay! So it's super exciting. And today I want to share with you all how I started my consulting business and how I got $135,000 in my first year of doing it on the side of my full-time job, right? So your girl was busy. Listen, oh my God. This journey started off while I was about 8 months pregnant, 7 or 8 months pregnant. I think I might have been 7 with my daughter, Riley. Listen, y'all. I told my doula that I think I'm going to be bored during maternity leave. So I'm, nervous about that. I feel like I should start something else or do something. Listen, this is something I've been talking about in therapy, about taking things off of my plate and then putting other things back on. Your girl is working it out, all right? And listen, if you are like me, then you know exactly what I mean. We always feel like we got to be doing something. I think it stems from, going to school full-time, working full-time, always doing that. So now it's I don't have school anymore. So now I'm filling my time in other ways instead of just relaxing and everything. So whatever. But my doula looked at me like I was crazy. And Ivana, if you're listening, yeah, girl, I remember. I don't know if you remember that conversation, but yeah, I do. So I decided to go online and I found an RFP. Now, CDC Foundation wanted someone to do some health equity, develop some health equity focused trainings, and a needs assessment for their overdose response strategy. So I said, I can do that. I've done a lot with health equity. Let me apply. I applied and I got it, right? I wrote the RFP and I got it. I got the contract. And it was $40,000 for about 6 months. I said, wow. All right, this is something. That was when the light bulb moment clicked and I was like, oh, this is money. I can do this, right? And it wasn't that intense because I knew what I was doing. I was already an expert in my face. I was already an expert in my space and I knew what I was doing, right? I always tell people, if you're going to be a consultant, you need at least 5 years of experience at minimum. And now this is 5 years of direct experience. This is not like going to get a job, right? When I tell you your school is experience, because that for a job, yes. But for a consultant, they want you there for a good time, not a long time, right? They're not trying to train you. They need you to come in and perform at an expert level. So if you are the person where people are always going to you for certain things, maybe you're the go-to person for evaluation and they're always coming to you, everybody always asking you the questions, then my friend, you might be ready to start getting some contracts on the side, all right? So that was that first thing that really sparked it for me when I was pregnant and I applied and I got it, right? After that first win, they referred me to NACCHO. I didn't have to apply for a contract. They just gave me a contract to do something similar with their overdose prevention program, right? So then after that, I applied for another RFP. This one was $85,000 with ASTO. I got it. And if you don't know these acronyms, it's okay, right? I want to put them in the show notes and I'll abbreviate them so you'll know who they are. But these organizations, those 3 organizations, they put out requests for proposals all the time. A request for proposal is basically saying, hey, announcement, we are looking for a consultant to do X, Y, and Z. Here's how much we're paying. Now, not all of them include payment. They don't. But a lot of them do, right? Here's what we're paying. Here's what we want. Write in a proposal. Here's the requirements. Submitted by this deadline. That is a request for proposals in the most simplest terms, right? So They put one out. I applied, $85K, and I got it. I said, oh my God, right? That was when I realized I got something here. All right. And no, actually, when I got that 40K was when I realized I got something. When I got that 85K, I was like, hey, all right, this is it right here. I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing, right? So it was amazing, right? 135,000 within 12 months of me saying, I'm going to just start. And my favorite quote that I always tell people, like, y'all know this, if you've been listening to me, if you're in the club, if you're wherever, just start. There are people with half your talent making serious waves while you are still waiting to feel ready. And I have seen it over and over and over again. People with half your talent are out there. They just started. They're started and they're doing it. And because they're doing it, they're getting the contracts. They're getting the attention. But you just have to start. And once you start, it gets easier. Once you start and you get consistent, you continue to go. All right? So now, let's talk about balancing this, because I did say your girl was pregnant, all right? Your girl was pregnant when I applied for that contract. So when I got awarded the contract and actually had to start working it, of course, I had a newborn at the time, right? And, I was going to be wrapping up maternity leave soon. So I think maternity leave was like, 3 months? So like, I was going to be wrapping it up soon. I think the contract started in like August, and I had my daughter in July, and I had to go back to work like late September. I think early October I had to go back to work, right? So it was great because I did get to kick off the project with, just being, and I will not say just because, listen, motherhood, listen, y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Motherhood is harder than consulting. All right. Listen, being a mom is hard, y'all. It is hard. It is one of the most rewarding things, one of the most amazing things, because now, like, Riley can talk, and she'll just be like, I love you, mommy. And I'll be like, oh, my heart, have whatever you want, my baby. But listen, it is hard, and it's a lot. You're tired all the time. But if you can be a mom, you can start a business. Period. If you can be a mom, you can start a business. All right. I'm going to just leave that right there and say that because, listen, you already used to no sleep. So what's the difference? So listen, all seriousness though, juggling, that was hard. So I'm going to give you guys 4 steps to how I was able to balance it, right? And if you listen to my last episode, like I talk about balance in that, and what I just talked about in the beginning of this episode too. A lot of times I'll take stuff off my plate and then I'll put things right back on. I just did it. But let's talk all about starting a business, working full time, while having a baby, while having a family, and balancing that right now. Number 1, my husband. My husband was so supportive, so amazing. Like, granted, it was not perfect, right? You can imagine. I'm doing all of this, and we got a newborn in the house crying. We both ain't getting no sleep. It was a lot. But my husband is very supportive. He is very involved. He is an amazing father. So that played a role. That played a difference. And don't let anybody tell you any different, okay? Because that made a huge difference in what I was able to do in a short period of time, right? So having my husband there to cheer me on, to do certain nights where I didn't feel like getting up, that was amazing. And listen, y'all, let me tell y'all a story about just the amount of sleep deprivation that I had while we were going through that time, right? I remember, so I was breastfeeding exclusively, and I didn't want to do formula at all. If my moms out there, y'all know like how we can be like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to just breast is best, right? But fed is best. Okay. Fed is best. All right. As long as your baby getting food, you good, all right? So don't feel no type of way about it. But I wanted to breastfeed, and I was able to breastfeed, but I was so doggone tired because what they don't tell you is that, oh yeah, the baby needs to eat every 2 hours, but also, hey, you go ahead and you get some sleep in there. How am I supposed to sleep if I gotta be up every 2 hours? And by the time the baby done eating, then they need to be changed and they need whatever else, and then an hour later I gotta be up again, doing it all over again. They didn't tell you that. They don't tell you that in the hospital. So, but I'm here to tell you, listen, it's a lot. And then there's like, oh, you should pump so somebody else can have can feed the baby. But then Listen, if any men listen to this, y'all need to know, because y'all significant others may go through this, all right? Your breasts will get engorged, okay? And you don't want to clog milk ducts, so you got to get the milk out. So the milk got to be pumped every 2 hours, or you're going to risk losing your supply too. So you got to get it out, but also the baby got to be fed. So you're trying to feed the baby every 2 hours and then pump every 2 hours. How? How you going to pump and feed the baby? It was a whole dance, a whole thing of shenanigans, right? I finally did find a groove. But in that, I started off with telling y'all a funny story, but listen, y'all, we went off on a tangent. But my husband asked me while I was half asleep, half awake, eye halfway open, hey, you want me to give her formula for this next one so you can get some rest? He said, I said, yeah. I don't remember that. So then when I woke up about 3, 4, 5 hours later, breasts all engorged, and I'm just like, hey, where's Riley? Like, is she not hungry? He was like, oh, I gave her the formula. Don't you know your girl was mad? Your girl was hot. You gave her formula? Why would you wake me up? Whole thing. It's like, you told me to. But I say that to say he was an incredible partner. And we made it through the newborn stage. All right. We got through it. But it was having a partner there to help you was amazing. All right. And then number 2, I had a friend that would come out and help me with Riley. Right. So I didn't want her in daycare until at least she was like, at least as close to 1 as possible, right? So I had a friend who had just moved up to Atlanta, and her job was flexible enough to where she could come over. So she would come over like 3 or 4 times a week and help me out with Riley. Like literally we would like take shifts sometimes so she could like, see clients, and I was doing work. I was talking to clients and doing things like, and she helped me out because Darius was going to work, right? That was amazing. That was a blessing. God gave me her in that time that I really needed her. And it allowed me to grow this business. It allowed me to just know Riley's taken care of and have someone I trusted to take care of her. So family, friends, like that was a cheat code if I ever have one. Having people that you trust in your life to help you out. So my friends, do not think you're Superwoman and you got to do it all. Ask for help. Get help. It's okay to get help. All right. Number 3, late nights. Late nights was a norm because if any of y'all know, like college coupled with working full time means you're going to be up half the night trying to chug out papers, trying to do it all, right? So that was one of the things that I was like, all right, I'm already used to this. I was already conditioned to be up late. And that kind of runs in my family. If y'all know my mom will be up late, like 2 a.m. doing work, like talking, doing work, whatever it is. That's just in me, right? My aunt was the same way. So I got so much work done at night. Like, I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it's quiet. Like, I just be struggling along late at night, right? But that drive right there, honestly, that helped me to get it done because shoot, I wasn't sleeping anyways. So I was up late nights, like I'm talking about till about 4 a.m, and then I had to get up again around 7 or so because I'm still working, I'm still doing the things, but I was up banging out things for this business, doing all the things, like doing things for my clients, right? Doing these projects, doing this stuff for work too. So I could, cheat code, so I can schedule out my emails to go out during that day so I can somewhat rest during the day, right? So now I'm scheduling out emails so they won't think I'm up at 4 a.m. doing work and they think I'm working, right? Benefits of working from home. Schedule your emails, all right? You can do it in Outlook, you can do it in Gmail, whatever. Schedule your emails to go out at a certain time, especially if you're up late doing work, so you can actually get some rest and take a breather, all right? Now, if y'all job strict and they say they want you to work between the hours of 9 to 5, don't take that work home with you after the work day over. If they say, no, you can't, you need to be at your desk, I need to see you jiggling your Microsoft Teams mouth, don't do it. But yeah, late nights was definitely something that helped as well. And then the last one, coffee. Number 4 is coffee. Coffee. Enough said. That's it. Coffee. The coffee, right? So to be honest, it was a mix of coffee, sleep deprivation, pure determination, and a little bit of delusion that helped me to build my business, that helped me to secure 6 figures on the side of my 6-figure full-time job. So doing all of that while trying to raise a daughter, trying to maintain a marriage, like, it was a lot. I don't recommend, but it can be done, right? I recommend that you make sure that you prioritize your time too. Make sure you spend time with your husband. Make sure that you spend time with your child. Make sure that you're trying to do those things. But it was a lot, and it was a very stressful time. And for me, a lot of people don't know that I'm stressed because I'm always smiling. I'm always happy. But your girl is stressed, okay? Like, I wear it well because people have told me that. But I be stressed, y'all. And it's okay to get help. It's okay to get help, okay? This journey taught me so much about boundaries, perseverance, and just literally determination, and having that little bit of delusion in there that you can do these things and you can get them done to a top tier experience, right? You can get them done amazingly. And one of the things that I did realize on my journey was that my 75% is somebody else's 200% on a good day, right? I realized that about me. A lot of times, like, I don't know if you're like me, but I definitely was an overachiever. I do things and I like to do them well. I like to do quality work when I do things. But a lot of times, even my 50% was somebody's 100%. And I noticed that growing up. So when I would put my 100% into it, people thought I was extra, right? So just a curse of being good at what you do and actually enjoying what you do, all right? So just looking back over what I've learned, like, number one is to just start. Literally, I started 7 months pregnant with my consulting business. 7 months pregnant, y'all. And it's literally been amazing. It's been a blessing. I've been able to dive into full-time entrepreneurship because I do consulting, and because I was able to leverage that also and learn online marketing, learn how to build courses, learn how to do all the things, right? Just start. Number two, collaboration. So on my first contract that I got, I actually outsourced the evaluation portion. So remember I said I had to do a needs assessment as part of that, in addition to the trainings. I outsourced that to a friend of mine, and she did the evaluation of that needs assessment. Like, I developed the survey, but I contracted with her through my dog a little bit of money. My dog is a doctor, of course, too. But threw her a little bit of money on the side to say, hey, can you do this evaluation for me? And I think she did 2 different evaluations because we did a pre and post assessment. And when I say those evaluations were top tier, they were so good. But the power of collaboration, not just on work, but also in life too. So remember I said I had a friend that came and helped me out with Riley. I have my husband who is there, like, picking up the slack when I leave the slack. Because I definitely leave the slack sometimes, right? Because I'm doing all the things, right? We're working on it. But having that partnership, that collaboration, only makes you better. It only helps you to get better and help you get to your goals faster, okay? Number 3 is leveraging opportunities. Once I had a success, like, I built on that momentum. Then it was another contract. Then it was another contract. And then 2024, it was another contract. Then another one. Like, they didn't just come. They came because I built off of that momentum and I kept going. I kept looking at what's next. And sometimes, listen, I'm a victim of this. We can't always be caught up in what's next. So we're not taking time to enjoy. So I'm learning that too. So listen, y'all, this is all about balance too. Like, it's some people, some podcasts I listen to, and they're just like, now, like, you gotta go. You can sleep when you're there. Like, no, I need to sleep. I've realized I need to sleep, y'all. I would love 8 hours, but I will settle for 7, okay? But listen, I need it, all right? And I want you all to, if you're thinking about consulting, if you are consultants, right? If you're already in this space, make sure you are taking care of you. Make sure you are prioritizing you, because if you don't function, the business don't function, right? If you don't function, the family don't function. If you don't get it done, like, other things can't happen. So you have to take care of yourself. So sit down somewhere before God sits you down. And I have seen it happen, right? Like, all right, I'm just saying, I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody needed to hear that that's listening to this, okay? So listen, if you are truly interested in starting your consulting business, then my course, Subcontracting to 6 Figures, will be open in February, okay? So I am going to put the link down here for the wait list, all right? So Click on this link. It will take you to the wait list so you can sign up and be notified first when the course opens. All right. So we're also going to have a free course coming up about helping you build your consulting business. So that one is going to be free. It's going to be online. So definitely if you sign up for that list, you'll get notified. So sign up for the wait list and then you'll be notified when that free training comes out, when different resources come out, if you are ready to start. All right. So just start. Take action, okay, my friends? Like, that's what I want you to get out of this. Take action. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Take action, all right? This was episode 2. I hope that y'all got a lot out of this, right? These episodes are just going to keep getting better and better. I'm going to start sharing like more of my life, more of my journey. And then we're going to get into as well, like actual tools, actual resources, actual things that you can do, because I want you guys to walk away from each podcast episode, not with just some motivation, but I want you to walk away with strategies. I want you to walk away with tools. I want you to walk away with things that you can actually implement, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your life, right? So we're going to get into those things as we continue to go along to this podcast. So make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast, okay? If you are not subscribed to the podcast and you ain't getting notified when these amazing episodes drop, then please do so right now. Also, the video is on YouTube too. So listen, y'all. The video is on YouTube. So if y'all want to see all my hand gestures, y'all want to see all my facial expressions, the video is there. So make sure y'all head over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel too. But all right, y'all, I will see y'all next time. This is the Dr. Des Show. I hope that you find it valuable. Leave me some comments, show me some love. Let me know what you think. And all right, y'all, I will talk to you later. Bye.